In a world saturated with content, your trusted RBN embodies that spirit, espousing a philosophy grounded in accountability as it tackles Black social issues, family issues, and political issues with the rigor and fervor that are both rare and necessary. Under the audacious motto, we dare to be bold, not silent. The channel invites viewers into a space of unapologetic discourse, where pressing issues are unpacked with intelligence, empathy, and resilience. Standing at the intersection of empowerment and education, this platform recognizes beyond the headlines. Your trusted RBN explores the undercurrents shaping Black people issues with the lens that is both piercing and compassionate. A foray into the channel's political discourse reveals a landscape where accountability isn't just championed, it is demanded. Through thoughtful analysis and discerning critiques, the platform urges viewers to envision the political sphere devoid of passivity. Here, individuals are not mere spectators, but active participants steering the narrative and progress. Furthermore, engagement is not a one-way street on this platform. Viewers find themselves in a vibrant community where their voices are valued, where they are urged to be bold, not silent, and to engage actively through likes, comments, shares, and discussions that foster a rich and diverse tapestry of perspectives and insights. In a nutshell, your trusted RBN is more than a content hub. It is a pulsating, dynamic entity that stands as a bastion of accountability in a world inundated with noise. It doesn't just venture to spark discussions, it ignites movements, steering narratives with a force that is unyielding, yet respectful, grounded, yet visionary. Subscribe today and become a part of a community where you dare to be bold and not silent, where your voice matters. Now, welcome to our live stream. Have the conversation.
I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win every day, I get it in. I'm a king and I will never knew. Plotting for my fall, you getting hands for treason. I don't aim to please, do anything I feel. Haters gonna talk, don't listen to the shit. They tryna be like me, they know they can, yo. Can't even get close, I'm on a pedestal, sitting on my throne. My neck be decked in gold, I don't do no hoes, I got a queen though. I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten. Just let it sing. I don't play it, I just win every day. I get it in. I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten. Just let it sing. I don't play it, I just win every day. I get it in. I'm a king. I told you guys before, ready for the war, to get me way much more. Gather all these parts, add them to my kingdom. Shout out to my fans for pledging your allegiance. You get a reward, the best flow you've ever heard. I don't be mixing with birds, I'm a lion on the surge. Always pushing to the edge, facing arrows, never scared. For my greatness I'm a servant, only under myself. I'm a king cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We are back. We are back. We are your trusted RBN, your real Bravado Network, where we address issues that affect Black folk, especially those issues that keep us from being together. My name is TJ, and I am your facilitator for this journey today. And today over here, we address the issue. We attack the issues, not the person, unless the person becomes the issues. And let me tell you something, guys. Today, I'm not sure how I'm feeling about this today, especially what I got to deal with today. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on. Let me cut this. All right. Before we get started, please do us a favor and acknowledge me. Acknowledge the real Bravado Network. Acknowledge the chat. Acknowledge the super chats. Acknowledge those that leave comments, good or bad, positive or negative. Acknowledge everyone. Acknowledge our homeboy Eric Jordan today, who is a top supporter of the RBN network. Our top supporter is usually someone who always shows up, participates, gives encouragement, lends their voice either in the chat or up on the screen. The supporter of the day is not the same as the person who donates or gives financially to the Real Bravado Network. And trust and believe, we always appreciate your contributions over here. Every nickel, every dime goes right back into the Real Bravado Network. I'm not using it for anything else other than what we're doing over here. And I know I'm talking really, 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 really fast. But before we get going,
money making is my thing, cause I'm trying to be rich, trying to put away meals.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. All right, getting us kicked off here is probably the best supporter of the real, but not the best supporter, but one of the most extreme valued supporters. But everybody's valued. Here's the homegirl Harmony. Sorry, guys, my mind is running about 50 times a minute right now. Let's see what she says. Just to be clear, I'm not letting y'all move on from me. I don't know what that means. Just to be clear, I don't know what that means. Shout out to Almond for the $5. I appreciate that. And big thanks to the homeboys in the building today. Hold on a second. My buddy Smoke and Talk is in the building. Man, Sexy is Strong is in the building. Mona D, we just got through talking today. Growth and Talk with Kofa is in the building. What's happening, homeboy? I can't believe you showed up over here. Growth Talk with Kofa. Thank you for that. And then I cannot forget, look, I gotta go in. Hold on.
Money making is my thing, cause I'm trying to be rich, trying to put away meals.
My homeboy, the kosher clinician with the $7.70. Hey, see, some of you don't understand, might not understand what that 777 is. I love watches, so I actually support a couple Black owned watchmakers, one of them being Tally and Twine. Go check them out, Tally and Twine. Listen, Tally and Twine, they don't have any numbers on their watch face. They have one number. The only number that they have on their watch face is the number 7. The number 7, for those of you who do not know, biblically represents completion. So I got your closer condition. I got you, boy. I got the message. I got the message. So guys, thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate this. Listen, before we get started today, hold on a second.
Let me talk to you.
All right, let me talk to you for a minute. Let me talk to you a little bit about betrayal. Betrayal is a very strong and serious action. It's a very strong and serious word. It is serious for the person who committed it. It is serious for those who are on the receiving end of the word betrayal. So I really, really, really wanted to kind of talk a little bit about betrayal, because I'm trying to figure out today is, did we just witness a betrayal? Today is all about questions. Did we just witness a betrayal today? What are you talking about? We're going to get to it We're going to get to it in a second. But I haven't done a lot of talking about, Black, our relationships in a little bit. I've kind of been dealing with other Black issues that come up. We got more than one issue. We got more issues than just our relational issues. But for Black men, and I know our women, and let me be perfectly clear, for the ladies that are watching, the ladies who may have an opposite view of me, or who don't completely align with my complete view, I think, and this is my perspective, and maybe this is the perspective because I'm a man, more particularly a Black man. I don't think anyone between Black men and Black women, and we don't need to do a whole lot of measuring about who had it worse, but I don't believe Black women have suffered the volume of betrayal that Black men have suffered. Betrayal, and I think Black men know betrayal a little bit more intimately than our ladies do. If you are born between, I would say, I'm going to just say 1960 and 2000. So that would be somebody that's 23. That would be somebody that's 35, 45, and maybe 52, 53 years old. If you are in that group, that collective of men in that age, in that bracket range, there's an argument that can be made that the first act of betrayal that you received was from your mother. Especially with over 80% of us not having the quality of father that we have in our life, one could believe that we probably were betrayed at conception. And I know our ladies get a lot of flack and take a lot of heat based on the kind and caliber of guys that they pick. To be perfectly fair, the women born in that same time span, I'm going to go 1970 to 2000. So those generation of women, that generation of women, they were also, fellas, as much as we, lean on our women for accountability, you have to understand something. They were also fed bad information. They were fed bad information. They were taught differently. And then when these women also went out into the dating market and started dating and started selecting, the decisions that they made reinforced the bad decision, the bad program, the bad teaching that they got. So for a lot of our women, they don't really understand. Their perspective is rooted in bad faith development, because not only did the teaching that they got was bad, but what they witnessed in their home was bad because they witnessed their mothers make bad decisions, and then they went out and selected the type of guy that they thought that they were supposed to have, and then those things did not work out, and so then that reinforced everything else down the line. So we're dealing with a couple generation of women who were taught bad, made bad decisions, had bad experience, which all reinforced their view. And then here we come along today, I would say over the last 5 years, and we're hearing, and our ladies are now hearing something from men, particularly black men, that they've never really heard before. And black men are telling them that they're wrong, out of control, out of order. What they want or how they view things is not what they're supposed to be doing. You're asking a group of women that don't know anything, you're asking them to not believe that their left arm is their left arm. That's what you're asking these women to believe. And I understand that. So when I'm going down this path today, I'm not over here today to necessarily litigate what happened with the lady. What I'm talking about today is particularly for men, and understanding that a lot of black men let me make it about me, throughout my life, we've always been seeking an ally on the female side of the aisle. We've been craving an ally because despite the experiences of our woman, despite the fact that they sometimes flat out reject the data, the statistics, and their own natural outcomes, despite the fact that they reject all of that, there are more decent black men out here than they give us credit for. So we have been for a long time been seeking an ally on that side. And a couple times we've thought that we've had allies in certain spaces. I'm gonna just, at one point we thought, what's the matchmaker name? Rebecca Lynn Pope. We thought that she became an ally, and then she showed her true colors. To a lesser degree, Courtney Michelle from the Lapeef Network. We thought there was an ally there, and then come to find out there isn't. But one of the most staunch allies that black men think we have had since 1990 is Shahrazad Ali. I can never pronounce the lady's name right. Especially since, for a lot of guys, Kevin Samuels became the voice of our frustration. And Kevin Samuels, over the course of his platform, over the course of his rise of his popularity, and at the height of his popularity, he gave a tremendous amount of honor and respect and acknowledgement of Sister Shahrazad Ali's work, because she was speaking the frustrations of black men long before there was a Kevin Samuels. And at one point, apparently, there was Sister Shahrazad Ali and Kevin Samuels was in negotiations or was in talk about doing something pretty substantial in the Atlanta area regarding us. And there's a lot of people, there's a lot of men in this space that really value Sister Shahrazad Ali, and there's a lot of women that value her, that actually line with her and agree with her and stuff like that. But Kevin said, but the funny thing about what happens when a king dies, and there's no apparent heir to the throne, so to speak, and I'm being a little bit hyperbolic on this, when there's no apparent heir to the throne, at times chaos can erupt, and then people's true colors and true nature tends to come out. Okay, Hold. Give me a second.
Money making is my thing, cause I'm trying to be rich, trying to put away meals.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here comes the
All right. Shout out to Growth Talk with Kofa, brother. Thank you so much for coming through. Big salute to brother catching you live for the first time. Thank you. I always try to pop in when you're doing your thing, and we're over here. A lot of brothers over here in this space are doing a lot of good work, and we're trying to keep up and trying to support. I'm glad you made it through. Hope you can spend a little bit of time with me, and I definitely am appreciating you and the support that you're bringing over here, Kofa. I really, really appreciate you, and keep doing what you do, brother. And we cannot. Hold on a second. I gotta give it to you. All right, shout out there. And then we cannot forget about the good homie with just no comment, no question, as lead attorney says, just the pure love of the game, the quiet storm, our international traveler extraordinary. Thank you for the $10. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So let's get into it, okay? About Sister Shahrazad Ali. Like, I know there are a few of you a little bit curious, like, why is he having seems to be a pop-up stream, a late night stream about Sister Shahrazad Ali? Well, because I got a question to ask. Sister Shahrazad Ali did an interview, and I'm just asking the question: did she prove herself to be a hyena? I know that question might be a little blasphemous in this space, especially with a lot of black men. But let me tell you something. O'Shea and MTR have both now come out with some. Hold on a second.
My position is that the black woman's disrespect and rebellion against the leadership and the authority of the black man is a direct cause of the breakdown in our black family structure.
I'm going to play that one more time for you.
My position is that the black woman's disrespect and rebellion against the leadership and the authority of the black man is a direct cause of the breakdown in our black family structure.
I'm going to ask the question, and I'm going to play some video from the interview that Sister Shahrazad Ali did. And I'm going to ask you, did she flat out disrespect and come into rebellion against none other than Kevin Samuels? All right, hold on a second. We got to pay some bills. Hold on.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
All right, $5 from Paul the Baptist. I said John the Baptist. Paul the Baptist, preaching the message, black man empowerment. Keep it the good work. Thank you, brother. I'm over here trying to do what I'm trying to do, and I'm trying not to get all amped up and excited about this subject. I'm trying to take this subject with the seriousness I think that it invokes, especially given how much work she's done in this space and how much advocacy Sister Shahrazad Ali has done in this space. But as MTR says, without further ado.
From what I understand, you spoke to Kevin Samuels numerous times, and he acknowledged your work as being an inspiration.
I think I heard him call my name. What did he say?
Acknowledge me.
Yeah, Kevin acknowledged
your work as being an inspiration for his views about relationships in our community, right? Did you agree with Kevin Samuels' approach?
No, I didn't agree with Kevin Samuels. He agreed with me.
The first time I heard her, I heard the question and I heard her response. The question, I don't need to repeat the question. I'm going to have him repeat the question.
Did you agree with Kevin Samuels' approach?
No, I didn't agree with Kevin Samuels. He agreed with me.
My position is that the black woman's disrespect and rebellion against the leadership and the authority of the black man is a direct cause of the breakdown in our black family structure.
The question was not if Kevin agreed with you. He asked about his approach. She did not respond about his approach. She responded specifically just about a generalized agreement. And maybe I'm looking too far off into this, but let me tell you something. I don't think, when MTR and O'Shea came out with this interview, when they saw this interview and they came out with their reactions, which I have both of their reactions. We're going to go into it real quick as we walk through this video. I want to know. I just don't understand. What was it so hard about her saying yes or yes? Like, oh no, no, oh, I didn't. The arrogance. It's almost like, here we go again. We can't give the brother his due. That's how it landed on me. That's how it seemingly landed on MTR. That's how it seemingly landed on O'Shea Duke Jackson. We are completely different guys, different set of personalities, different sets of ears, different sets of sensibilities, but we all heard the same thing. And so, with Sister Shahrazad Ali, because of the volume of work that she's done, there's grace and mercy extended when she talks on the subject, especially with when we get to MTR's video, he points out just how much Kevin adored her. And it seems to be that it doesn't matter how much a black man adores a black woman. The moment that black man crosses into, quote unquote, her sector or in the line of something she's working on, then it's let's see if we can take him down a peg. Let's clarify the air. He agreed with me. I didn't agree with him. He agreed with me. You could have said, I agree with the fact that of the work he was trying to do. It seemingly seems like she was trying to take away, and I could be wrong. You guys let me know if I'm wrong on this one. She was trying to take away or downplay what he has done. Let me see. Let me put up this. What she's implying that she was the predecessor of what Kevin did or started. Fair enough. No, teacher does not. It's not about liking her response. It's, I don't know. It seems a little much, but let's continue.
And he was always so respectful to me. And we were getting ready to do something though. We were going to do a big thing in Atlanta. And then he went and died. So I guess that wasn't supposed to happen. But
now, I've seen in other interviews her say that exact same thing, but he went on up and died and then laughed about it. I don't know if this is her way of trying to make light, or I don't know. I don't know what's so funny about the fact that this brother that was out here who, but no matter where you fell on the side of Kevin, you cannot deny the fact that he had a strong passion about the reunification of the black family. So many women laughed and celebrated the fact that this man died. That when I see a woman, even jokingly now, trying to or laughing or make light of this man's death, this man has a daughter, has a mother, has a whole family. He's a brother. He's out here. He was okay. He was tickling the the emotional strings of our women and our men. This was absolutely cringeworthy. And maybe I'm just over. Look, I'm trying to be fair because I'm trying to keep in the back of my mind, like MTR did, like O'Shea did, of the work. But I'm a firm believer in not pretending that I did not see what I just saw. I'm a firm believer in pretending like I did not hear what I just heard. So as much as I want to give that, I cannot not pretend like I did not just see and hear what I just saw and heard. So come on, let's get into it.
And then he went and died. So I guess that wasn't supposed to happen. But Kevin, the book woke him up, and it gave him the courage to discuss and address these things since I had did it and had put out the blueprint.
And real quick, let me give. I know we're going somewhere with this, and it's not necessarily going to be the most flattering to the sister here, but let me give a nod to a righteous woman. And righteous doesn't mean perfect. Let me give a nod to a righteous woman. Oftentimes we talk about how a woman can be somebody's inspiration. A woman can inspire a man into greatness. I absolutely believe that. But it's not just any old woman. It's a woman who has insight, who has maturity, who has wisdom, who understands her place, her purpose. She has a base level underlying respect of the natural order of things. I honestly believe that what she did could and would inspire and give courage. I believe she absolutely did that for a lot of men out here, which is one of the things that we seek when we're looking for a significant other or a wife, is to sit there and get a lady who knows how to talk to us and present information in a way in which we can find that information inspirational to motivate us to do the hard thing that needs to be done. Now, you can't provide inspiration to an unmotivated man. So if you are here, ladies, and you got an unmotivated man, then I don't know what to tell you. You can do all the cheerleading you want to. It ain't gonna make a hill of beans. But Kevin was an already motivated man. So there you go. So I'm giving her props on that end of it.
That wasn't supposed to happen. But Kevin, the book woke him up, and it gave him the courage to discuss and address these things since I had did it and had put out the blueprint. And so he was a bit crude. I had told him I didn't think he would be successful because of how he was going about it.
She said to him that she did not believe that he would be successful. Here's the thing, that the question that wasn't asked, but I don't think in this interview, what do you consider successful? Because to say that Kevin Samuels was not successful, I think is a lie. Depending on how you look at what he did, I don't think any one individual person, if you think success is the reunification of the Black family, that's not something Kevin was going to ever be able to do by himself. So if that is the standard, then Sister Shahrazad Ali, you weren't successful either. No matter how great that book was, no matter how insightful that book was, no matter how much research, no matter how exquisite the critiquing and the analysis was, if that's the standard, you were not successful either. Because it takes more than one person in a generation to come forth as a flag bearer. We need an army of Kevin Samuels. We need an army of what we known Sister Shahrazad Ali to be. So if you are judging his success on if he was able to reunite the family, You failed at that too.
But he told it the way he saw it, and he was not successful. He was successful in his platform, getting hundreds of thousands of people, 3, 4, 500,000 people were, tuning in to hear him and his comments. But I don't know. I'm sure it benefited some of the women because it put us in check about what we think are overrated.
So here we go. And maybe this just a woman being a woman. So just 3 or 4 seconds ago, you said he wasn't successful. But then you go in the next breath, but he was successful. He was successful because he got these women on. Look, this is where, where it's a little frustrating for Black men. You either give us full throated support or you don't. This straddling the fence with us is absolutely it's almost like an act of betrayal. It's just going to depend on what side you blow on. Are you for us or are you not? Are you for this man or are you not? That doesn't mean that you have to be in lockstep with every single piece of his philosophy. But why is there, even with this sister, why is it that we have our women, don't matter where our woman is on that status, no matter how great our woman could be, why is it always this underlying tone that we can't give a Black man his due? Why can't we publicly give him his due? Why do we have to air out what we think might have been his failure? I dealt with this very subject with a couple of live streams about men doing it to other men.
Value is. Okay. And we think we have a greater value because we think that we are in charge of sex. Okay. And most men will just about do anything or go along with anything if they think that. Well, that's changing. Okay. That is not all completely the way it was. This is the thing I wanted to mention, and I don't usually talk about this. When I say that we're living in trends, the messenger talked about when we get out of control or too savage, that we live in a beast life. Okay. Our younger people, that children of the future there, are living somewhat of a beast life, because the new trend now, and I only know about this because they put it out there in the public on the Instagram and the internet and on the Facebook and everything. One of the things that scientists say separates the humans from the animals is that humans mate face to face. Animals mate from the.
I want you guys to notice what Sister Shahrazad Ali just did. She changed the conversation. She changed the subject. She moved the goalposts. She didn't answer, but yet on her way out into changing it, she, sprinkled a little salt on the brother.
Rear. Well, it's popular now that that's what they're all doing, mating from the rear and doing all kind of other distasteful things and calling it sex. That's a bad sign. Okay. There's a different connection, as we all know, of face-to-face than another kind of way. People are getting hurt. They're choking each other. They're spitting in each other's mouth, doing all kind of things that would never, ever have been considered as sexual pleasure. There's something wrong in that. I don't know how long they're going to be practicing that, and they're even doing oral sex in people's anus and their behinds, all kind of stuff, crazy stuff. And I'm talking about it because we need to know And we need to start trying to teach something differently. Okay? That's not no love. That's not no showing of love. That's something crazy. And the girls are accepting it, the young women.
I'm playing this because I'm proving the point. She's so far off of the original question, it ain't even funny. This is not indicative of her. So why the divergence? Why the misdirection? Sounds like we got an accountability issue here. Am I wrong?
Or being choked, or somebody spitting in their mouth. All kind of insanity things, and they calling it sex. That ain't no sex. I don't know what kind of beast life that is, but that's another trend that I hope passes, because that's taking it to such a low level. Where can it go after that? And how long then will generations think that that's affection? So
if this is a Gen X man giving this interview, which we don't know because he doesn't show his face, I'm gonna tell you why he hasn't interrupted her, why he hasn't tried to redirect her, why she's going on this rant about nothing that was asked. Our generation of men, we are programmed not to upset Queen Mother in no shape, form, or fashion. We are raised to give more deference to our older women who are talking out of the... Sister Charlie is talking, I don't know what she's talking right now. I mean, I know what she's talking about, but I still got the question in my mind. But let that have been a brother sitting up there. You guys watched what happened on The Breakfast Club with Larry Elder and with Charlemagne and DJ Envy and that Hyena on the TV screen. Larry Elder is older than Sister Shahrazad Ali. He's older than her. And they were cutting him off, getting indignant with him, telling him what he did not know, talking to him like he was a little boy, being rude, just not letting him finish his statements. If he went off on a tangent, they jumped him. They did all of this stuff to a Gen X man. We go after other men. We don't care nothing about how old they are. We go after them like it ain't nothing. But let our lady get off, won't say a word. I keep saying over and over and over again, our generation of men, we're afraid. We're afraid of our women.
That's a very bad sign, I think. And that the young women...
Let me see. Hold on, pull this up. Felicia, she wasn't being interviewed by MTR. I don't know who this fellow was that was interviewing her. I think MTR, I don't know. If he would have, I think he may have redirected. I don't know.
Women think that that's natural, as I said, that they going along with this, and that the men are tiring really of them at all. They don't even want to look at them. And I'm concerned about that, and I think we all should be.
I just wanted to touch on the Kevin Samuels thing one more time. Do you believe?
Good for the brother for bringing it back. He let her rant, go on her little walk through the park and hike up the mountain, and good for him for coming right back to it. Yes, Felicia, MTR did a reaction to it. I got it here. We're gonna play it.
He helped bring interest into your works with a new generation?
No, I don't think so. I think it just
Lord,
tiring really of them at all. They don't even want to look at them. And I'm concerned about that, and I think we all should be.
I just wanted to touch on the Kevin Samuels thing one more time. Do you believe he helped bring interest into your works with a new generation?
No, I don't think so. I think it just, it was so personally, individually critical. I don't think that ever helps. I think you have to be civil.
The question was, do you think Kevin brought another generation to your works? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. But Her answer, no, I don't really think so. Kevin didn't do it. I mean, let's go back and listen to it one more time. I'm sorry to keep doing this, y'all, but I'm just getting, the more I listen to this, the more frustrated I'm getting.
I just wanted to touch on the Kevin Samuels thing one more time.
Hey, Almanize, if you're still in the chat, if you got some space, come on up. I'm gonna drop the link for you one more time because I got a question to ask you. Come on up if you can.
Do you believe he helped bring interest into your works with a new generation?
No, I don't think so. I think it just it was so personally, individually critical. I don't think that ever helps. I think you have to be civilized and you're asking and telling. And I don't think that that kind of overly criticism of an individual, each person individually, no, that does not help, especially publicly. As I said, we already got low self-esteem. And that don't mean build us up on some false bravado. I don't mean that. But I mean, we just have to be more gentle with each other. We are damaged creatures.
Let me reword it. I apologize.
And let me explain something to you. Let me point out something. Not explain. Let me point out something real quick. While, yes, those individuals, you know, they made the choice to come up onto his platform, and they made the choice to ask him his opinion. How is that his fault? They made the choice to go up on his platform. They made the decision to go up there and ask for his opinion, but yet and still, we're going to sit here and talk about he wasn't being helpful when they were out there asking for his help. I don't understand. People sit around and act like Kevin went out and found these people, clubbed them over the head, drug them onto his set, and gave and made them do the things that they do and say the things that they said to him on his platform. These women went up there, and it wasn't just women. We keep forgetting that. He did it to men too, but we want to dog him because, oh my God, he had the nerve to tell a woman that had 19 children by 17 men that she couldn't get no $500,000 a year man. We sit around and act like that Kevin went out like he was a predator, that he went out and drug these women back to his platform and just humiliate them for no reason.
I wanted to ask, do you think
that that kind of overly criticism of an individual, each person individually, no, that does not help, especially publicly. As I said, we already got low self-esteem. And that don't mean build us up on some false bravado. I don't mean that. But I mean, we just have to be more gentle with each other. We are damaged creatures.
Let me reword it. I apologize. I wanted to ask, do you think his work brought more attention to your book with a new generation, with a younger?
Hold on. I'm going to shout out Kofa. Listen, he said, we see each woman as mother. I've said that many times. We see every woman as a mom. You know what I mean? And it's deemed as respectful and talking back. It's if we challenge or question our women many times. Unfortunately, brothers that back up that thought, yeah, we got a lot of guys out there. Yeah. The reason why we're so deferential to our women is because we were all raised by them. For a man, our built-in governor is to bow to the woman. It's built into us because we were raised exclusively by the woman. The woman is the authority in our life. She's the absolute authority in our life, and she should not be the absolute authority in our life. But she was, because there was no father around. Or if he was around, it was part-time. Or if there was a father in the house, in a lot of our homes, look, even personally watching a man being emasculated in my own home. Black men, we're sitting here, and I say this over and over and over again. We are scared and terrified of our women. We gotta look. We need collective therapy to get over that. These women ain't nothing to be scared of.
Generation that probably didn't know about
I'm not sure. See, the other thing is, remember, we're in a society where they're teaching against reading. All right, everybody either want to hear it or see it. So reading is not as popular. So I'm not sure if it worked that way. My sales have been impacted on a lot of things. You know, that must be 50 books out called The Black Man's Guide and The Black Woman's Guide.
So I don't know what that has to do with her book. Once again, she diverted the question about Kevin. She minimized his contributions. There's nothing wrong with Kevin providing a second win to you. This entire space provided a second life for you in your book. No one has heard from you since about 1995. No one has heard from you in over 30 years. And then the quote unquote Black manosphere who gets trashed out this world right now made you relevant again, brought you up on platforms. You were interviewed by MTR, made you relevant again because the subject was relevant again. Reignited interest in your work again. And you can't give a simple nod to the men who reignited your good works. These men took your good works because it was inspirational. And you cannot even simply acknowledge that they re-energized this movement that you started. What is it about Black men that nobody, not the good old white man or the Black woman, can just simply acknowledge me? I'm listening to her. I'm reflecting on every piece of speech that she wrote. I'm reflecting. I have her book. I have her book. I'm reflecting on her words and what she fought for and how this interview is flying in the face of all of that. Am I misunderstanding this? If I am misunderstanding this, please someone be brave enough to come up here and tell me. What am I misunderstanding? I take no pleasure in walking down this path about her because I know what she means to the Black men out here who are saying, you know, we want women on this level. We want our women to behave like this. I think I've made myself the best version I can be, and I think I should have this quality of a woman. I shouldn't have to settle for this. You know, our women don't settle, but we want our men to settle. If I have people that I collaborate with that don't necessarily agree with me on my viewpoints, if I am off mark, if I'm misinterpreting this, if I'm reading this incorrectly, I am listening. I'm here to listen.
You know, so many people have copied, you know, my title. So I'm not sure it worked that way. I'm still selling books, and he's still, I'm sure, there's still brothers out there now trying to take his place. So that's just, you know, the way that turned out. He got me, I think, more attention for me toward me as a writer, as a
Let me play that one more time. Let me play that one more time. Let me play that one more
so
time.
I'm not sure it worked that way. I'm still selling books, and he's still, I'm sure, there's still brothers out there not trying to take his place. So that's just, the way that turned out. He got me, I think, more attention for me, toward me.
Damn. Damn.
Hey, Almond, how you doing?
Hi, I'm right. How you doing?
I'm sorry. It just took me a second to gather my thoughts. He would say hello.
Yeah, I'm kind of disturbed by this just a little bit.
Welcome back to YouTube.
Thank you. I know I'm working on it. There's been a lot going on. I'm kind of disturbed by this. Like, this started out wrong for me. The very first question, he was like, it was about his approach and what she thought about it, not whether or not who agreed with who, because he said on multiple occasions he agreed with her. So that wasn't even the issue. And then how did we go from talking about Kevin and supposedly what her, feelings about, him reigniting her message, because whether she want to own that or not, that's what that was. He,
She denied it. She said it didn't happen. He said he didn't do it.
Really? Okay. I know multiple people who had heard of her but had no idea about the book until they saw Kevin. So I don't know why she would have that particular.
I want to play this. I want to play this one more time for you. And I want you to react to it. Now, we watched about, let me see if it does show me the minute count. 6 minutes of her interview. Hold on, I'm going to play this real quick. I'm going to play this again.
My position is that the black woman's disrespect and rebellion against the leadership and the authority of the black man is a direct cause of the breakdown in our black family structure.
The disrespect and the rebellion.
Isn't that what we're looking at right now? On anybody's scale. Because if we just watched you talk about, black women being disrespectful and not having any respect for men's leadership and all of that. And then Kevin is, and not just Kevin, like you said, it's been like the last 5 or 6 years, black men as a group have been, trying to, reestablish that leadership and, asking for cooperation and things of that nature. And, you guys really haven't been getting it from the majority of black women. And then she comes right behind it and just kind of like takes a, for lack of a better term, just takes a piss on, what Kevin was trying to do. And, it was basically like, kind of like he didn't do anything, which is not true at all. Especially that little last clip, like right before I came on, when she was talking about the, I'm still selling books. Like, okay, but Kevin and other black men in this space are a reason you still selling books. Because first off, I think when I bought it the first time, it was like what, $10-12. I said my copy was about shot, so I had to buy it again. It was $40. So
it's about $30-$40 now for a new copy.
Right. And it's not like the publishing or the print or anything of that nature was up.
And now you got to buy the book directly from her. You can't even buy it from the publisher company. You got to do it. It's she's selling it on, I believe it's on eBay.
That's where I got it from. That's where I got it.
In this clip, he continues to he puts up like a UR code, and then he says he says it's you got to go to eBay to get it.
That's why I got it now.
I think you can get it on Amazon. I'm not 100% sure, but I think
I know the last couple of times I had looked for it, it wasn't on there. But like, let's not do that. And it's I don't understand. And I saw where MTR, he came up in my feed about it or whatever. And then I saw O'Shea, but like I said in the chat, you got to watch O'Shea because O'Shea is in such a hurry to try to get his stuff out first that his information ain't right most of the time. So you got to kind of, and then the actual interview came up in my feed and I was like, do I want to watch this? And I had put it in my, to watch later, but I hadn't watched it yet. Yeah. But
I'm still trying to draw.
This ain't helping.
I'm still trying to download O'Shea's video because I want to play him and MTR together, not because they both reacted to this interview. So I'm going to be playing them not for the reaction, but more so from what I want to focus on the same level of trepidation that I'm having, that they had. MTR, his video, this brother was twisted himself in knots not to say an unkind word about her. Okay, that goes back to what you've been saying the last couple of streams that you've been on. Y'all have to tell the truth about your mamas. I'm sorry, y'all gotta tell the truth. And I mean, just because you was right 30 years ago, and then you show up now, that don't mean you still right. So you could have been right 30 years ago, but what you're talking about now is trash. So own that, MTR. That's my thing with him. Like, he call a thing a thing. Where's Iyanla? Bring somebody, call her up, ask her what she think about this. Those two didn't get along, Iyanla and
I know. And then Iyanla came out some years later and actually publicly apologized to her and was like, I was in my hyena. But she was like, the truth is the truth.
Yeah, the one thing I've stated over and over, the last few streams, and later this week, we're actually tomorrow, I'm going to move my day stream to tomorrow night because because of the subject matter, and on Thursday, too. But specifically tomorrow, we got as good as I think most of our black men actually are. There's still a few things, my God, that we got to shake. We got to shake from our psyche, which is this resistance to call, as you say, your mama and your grandmama, call the thing, as I say all the time. We are afraid because I alluded to it earlier when I was talking about the fact that the reason why you got that, Alma, is because we are let me see, can I put my, because the authority in our life has always been our mother.
It's like they try to instill this like God-like complex, like you.
No, it's not like they did it. They did it.
It's like,
which is one of the reasons why our women been able to get away with the crap that they've been able to get away with, because there's been no men to tell them anything.
And then the ones that have said something, they turn it around and twist it with something.
They sick their husband, sons on them, and the super simps, and the pastors, and the simp deacons. Y'all
gotta take the battery out your back. It got to come out.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me get back to this real quick. Let me hold on. Just stick with me.
As a writer, as a sister, but I know my place in the world, and I'm just a woman. That's not an insult. That's not a put down, but I am not a man. See, God is a man. You represent God, and I tell black women, the closest you may ever get to God is being with a black man, because he looks more like you.
So hold on, let me bring you back.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second, Alma. I think one of my things is missing. It is. One of my side by sides is missing. Let me see. Yeah, one of my side by sides. I think I may have deleted it. So I'm hearing that, right? But I'm hearing that after listening to 8 minutes
of bashing.
And this is where I came up with my question. Is she a low-key hyena? Because it's like this jujitsu ninja trick that she did. She couldn't give Kevin Samuels credit, couldn't acknowledge what that he was responsible for reigniting her career or her writing career or her awareness. And then she couldn't do any of that. Then she obfuscated, changed the subject, walked up the mountain, went to go meet Job, created the 10 commandments. Then the brother had to come back and ask her again, rejected him again, changed the subject again. And then all of a sudden, black men, you're God. If that don't sound like no fucking pandering, I don't know what does.
It does. And a lot of that we gotta put back on whoever this. Okay, interviewing, conducting an interview, and being interviewed. Both of those are skills that a lot of people do not have, but love to want to get up here on YouTube and try to flaunt. Because the interviewer, he needed to, start out, kind of nudge her back to where she needed to be. But, she kept wanting to go. He needed to just be like, look, we talking about this right here. We not talking about all of that over there. Because, what was even the point of that? That had nothing to do with what we supposed to be talking about. We supposed to be talking about you and Kevin and how the message, how you put the message out 30 years ago, and how this same message, how that message was received, and how we've had to rebrand the message for today's, generation. That did I miss something? Ain't that what we're supposed to be talking about? That was my understanding. But then she got all off into the sexy red and all that different kind of nonsense. Like that had nothing to do with what we supposed to be.
Look,
and how far are we into this?
Let me see. We're halfway through it. About 8 minutes in. And let me tell you something.
Jesus.
I got the same vibe and feeling I got from O'Shea and MTR about this. I have it, but I made up my mind a long time ago. Couple things. I'm gonna call the thing a thing, and I'm not gonna pretend what I didn't see, and what I didn't hear, I didn't hear.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this. And this woman been around long enough to know exactly what she's doing. She ain't losing her mind. Her mind probably is just as sharp as it's ever been.
Exactly. Where's her husband?
She got one. I mean,
I know. Where is he? And what did he have to say about all of this? Is what I want to know.
I don't want to make any assumptions about her husband, but I got my thoughts. But I think she got 9 children. I think she does. I don't know if they're all by her husband or not, but that's neither here nor there.
I'm just saying, like, how do you come out talking about, loving and respecting the black man, basically build a career off of that, go off, live your life. Then your man comes and re-push your message out and gives you full credit, because it's not like Kevin took her words and was like, this is what I'm telling y'all. He gave her oodles and all of the credit, and then you come back and dog him and her husband in the face.
Gave her full credit.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and then you come dog him and then go home to your husband. How does this work?
MTR, I'm not gonna play his whole interview, but I want to play just like him talking. He would know more than anybody that MTR says in his video.
Y'all get them likes up. People get them likes. You see,
he says more than he says more than anybody in the video how much Kevin adored her. Black men adore our women. We absolutely do.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I start out by talking about betrayal. To a degree, this feels like a betrayal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put you down. Don't go nowhere, but I'm gonna bring up Kofa, okay? My man. You're muted, Kofa.
There we go. Can you
There
hear me?
go. Yeah, how you doing there, brother?
Salute, bro.
Yeah,
First time catching
thank you,
live, man. Appreciate you having me on.
Thank you, no problem. Hey, I've sent you a couple super chats, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Look, I put my money where I think the work is, so I believe in doing that. So what are your thoughts? Am I misreading this, brother? Am I just being overly sensitive? Am I seeing ghosts or something? Or
No, not at all, man. One, thank you for having me on again. Salute to Almond Eyes for hopping on as well. And salute to everybody in the chat. But nah, bro, you're not tripping. Not at all. We all hear it. And like you said, calling the thing a thing. I said I say on my channel all the time, we gotta stop pretending like this stuff ain't happening. I get pushback for the way I speak on my channel. Just even having the conversation is deemed as disrespect a lot of times. So definitely, hearing this from Auntie Shahrazad, it's kind of like a slap in the face because it has been so long. I remember those old Geraldo episodes, and the main people she was catching smoke from was Black women.
Yeah.
So for Kevin to give her all of the credit, like you just said, and then she'd be like, well, nah, he didn't help me. And then turn around and pretty much immediately contradict herself. It's just weird, man. It's really disheartening. I'm not gonna cap. I'd say I'm a human as well. So I talk about men having feelings and stuff like that. This one stung a little bit. I'm a human being, bro. And I caution brothers all the time, man. Stop beating your chest trying to be this alpha all the time, because we don't even realize when we talking that type of shit, we're dehumanizing ourselves. We just trying to make it look like we bulletproof. But now some of the stuff that the sisters say, that the sisters do, that we see out here, those of us that actually care, because you always got those group of men. But I hate that we try to take those group of men and make it seem like it's the majority of us. Like anything, I always say all the time, you can attach anything negative to a Black man.
Yeah.
So if you attach anything negative to him, that becomes the Black man's persona.
Yeah.
And then anything positive, that's the Black woman's persona. So hearing her basically say Kevin didn't help or she didn't like his approach, when she was the one really giving the smoke, he said it all the time.
She never answered if she liked this approach or not. She never answered that.
And when Kevin would speak, he would say, if you're nice to me, I'm going to be nice to you. But we're mad at him for, like you said, calling the thing a thing, telling women, hey, you're not the caliber of woman that's going to be with this super 6-figure guy. You need to get with the guy that's making 60, 70, 80,000. You're making good money. Both of y'all have reached over 6 figures and go get married. The brother was pushing marriage
and go on and get on out of. I tell people all the time, Copa, I say, when I see, look, I work in a hospital, right? So I'm surrounded by a lot of, believe it or not, people need to start looking around their offices and realizing that the labor market is Black female and not white female no more. These white women are coming out of the workforce anyways. So when I get a chance to interact with a married Black woman, especially if she's under 40, the moment I found out she's married, and I'll walk right up to her, I ain't got no look, I don't care what nobody. I walk right up to her and I say to her, hey, I know this ain't none of my business, but I got to tell you this anyway. You got your husband. Don't bring your ass back out here in this market. Ain't nothing out here for you but trouble and trauma.
Ain't nothing out here but.
I said, fix it with that brother.
And hot wings.
Right. That's it. Ain't nothing out here. It's awful out here, man. You know what I mean? And I say the same thing for brothers. If you can find a woman that you can somewhat get on your page or without, hell, I know Kevin wants you to be all the way on the page, but I'm like somewhat.
Yeah. I say the same thing. If you got you a solid one, rock with her.
Go. Get up and go. Mm-hmm.
But it's just commonplace as far as our dynamics and relationships, and things have gotten worse. So for Kevin to come out and do what he did and kind of bring that to the forefront, and I say it all the time, and I didn't even realize he said it. I just found a clip probably 2 weeks ago when he said it himself. I didn't even realize he said it at the time, but Black men weren't listening to Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels was listening to Black men.
Yes.
We totally forget this was an older Black man. He was in his mid-50s, lived experience, divorced twice. He had already been through it. So some of the stuff that he was talking about, we had been talking about in private. He just kind of brought it to the forefront.
Yes. Nothing
we recognize that
was new. To Kofa, nothing that man said was new to me or you.
At all.
It was
new
to women.
Wanted to speak on that point that Almond made. Brothers out there, you got to start calling out your mamas. I put it in the chat. I say it all the time on my channel. It's a lot of these dudes, whether red pill, whatever, just the relationship talk space. We see the panels, we see the podcast night after night after night. It's a lot of these brothers that are not going to call out these women's behavior, because to call out the women's behavior now means he got to call out his mama for that thought shit she did in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And a lot of brothers not going to do it.
On Friday, on this coming Thursday, I'm having a whole live stream. I couldn't title it the way I was going to title it. But on this Thursday, we're having a whole live stream about a discussion that black men need to come to terms with the fact that most of our mothers were nothing but a bunch of hoes.
A lot of brothers ain't mama, auntie, hell, grandmama. Who do we think Shahrazad Ali was talking to back in the 80s? And then they turn around.
They're our grandmothers now.
And they had us or other men. I'm blessed enough where my parents are still married.
Mm-hmm.
So I know, pretty much without a shadow of doubt, my mama went out there like that. But even when having these open discussions like this, I tell brothers, my mama's still a woman.
Boom.
My mama's still a woman at the end of the day. And every black man got to have that realization that one day that, damn, my mama just another woman. She's your mama. You love her to life, but she's still just another woman. I said it on my live earlier this week. My mama done caught this smoke. My mama done caught this smoke. Ain't nobody in these YouTube streets safe. Ain't nobody in my real life safe.
There you
if
go.
I done had to give my mama this smoke before, then ain't nobody safe. And until brothers get to that point, we're gonna keep doing this same circular thing. I'm not with the whole gender war, all that stuff. At the end of the day, black men just simply asking for a lot of cooperation. And Shahrazad Ali knows that. So for her to do this interview and answer it the way that she's answered and kind of pivot and all that, I just don't understand it. Again, especially for a man that's gone, the whole, he up and died and key. Like that one, I was like, God damn, like auntie, like that's not something we would expect from her. But
I've seen her do that once before, like right after he died, and I dismissed it because I'm like, that's coping. I've seen now, this is maybe the fourth interview that I watched her do this. This ain't no coping. This is funny to her to a degree. And let me tell you something, why she's knocking him and not saying, why she's not giving him the due of reigniting or reintroducing her to a new generation. She was open, and I'm sure it's going to be extremely lucrative if he were to survive that conference that was going to be taking place in Atlanta.
Oh,
she ain't had no problem with that.
He would have been. I was there. So I seen the brothers putting in, I know from a ground level how many black men are putting in the work. But unfortunately, on the ground level, you get to see the brothers that aren't as well. I'm not concerned with those guys. I'm not really concerned about these crazy ass women out here. I'm trying to focus my channel. I'm focused. I say it all the time. I'm doing the live tomorrow night to explain the cofatry, the kofaism of men needing to find a positive fuck it. That's what time I'm on. So while this hurts, brothers, take the information, hear what she said, do with it what you will, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to build yourself. And some of that is going to, circling back to what we originally talked about, you got to start holding your mama accountable. You got to hold auntie accountable. You got to hold your sister accountable. I preach it all the time. Stop just talking about your romantic personal relationships. Stop for a second. Look at your family structure. That same crazy ass chick that you dealt with, your cousin doing some man like that right now, and you
or your sister.
Or your sister. I say it all the time, bro. Sister, your cousin, and brought somebody to the kickback. You looking at dude, looking at your cousin, looking at you like, damn, bro, really like my big head ass sister. Next kickback might be another dude that she come by herself. Where my boy at? Where Tony at? Fuck Tony. What my boy do? What? He ain't do nothing.
Let me tell you something. I know we're getting a little bit off subject, but let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a story one day. So I got a cousin, right? and she's 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 literally a PhD by herself woman, right?
Yeah.
So she had this dude. I mean, when I tell you everybody in the family liked this brother, everybody liked this brother. He was hard. The men in my family, they're laborers. You know, my dad's a diesel mechanic. My uncle is a steel worker. I had an uncle in the military. You know, got an uncle who's a bus driver. You know, so we're just good, salt of the earth men. And Terry fit. His name was Terry. He fit right into all of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
My grandfather. My grandfather, at one of the family functions, Terry was around for a few years. At one of the family functions, we got wind that there was trouble in paradise over there, and it more her than him.
Mm-hmm.
My grandfather, in front of everybody, he said, "Terry, if things don't work out with you and my granddaughter, I got 9 more for you to pick from. We got to keep you in the family."
And we need men like that.
I was like, true that. But unfortunately, you know,
Terry ain't there no more.
Terry not there no more. She got pissed about something, threw him out. He went to another woman, got her pregnant. You know, my cousin eventually took him back, but couldn't tolerate the outside kid. Well, you can't hold that over his head. You threw him to the wolves. He went out there and now the man is he's in the Masons. He's a steel worker working alongside my uncle. Got this beautiful family, and she over there bitching about the fact that he married a woman 3-4 years older than him. She gave him a family. She gave him peace.
You can't. R.I.P. to Kevin. You can't make this shit up.
Can't make this shit up. Yeah, I fuss at my sisters all the time. Got some good looking sisters, man, and my sisters actually should know better because I was not raised in a home with my father, so I have a different mother than my siblings. My siblings do not know a life without my father in the house, and they're all girls.
I speak on that as well. It's so many women out here that have a daddy, that have a daddy and still be moving flaw.
And they're moving. They got this. They got Hyena. I had an argument with my dad's wife about this a few months back. I was pissed because I'm sitting over there ragging one of my sisters about her choices. She got rid of a guy because he wasn't paying bills on her house, but he didn't live there. No. So I'm bragging her about this, and her mom made the statement about, what should I do? Encourage my daughters to accept anything? And I looked her dead in her face. This is my dad's wife, and I said, why don't you want for your daughters what you have? You got nearly 40 years of marriage. You retired 10 years early. You don't have a care in the world, and you got an old dog that'll lay his life down for you and everything up under this roof. Pops ain't perfect, but he ain't never went nowhere. Why don't you want for your daughters what you got, which is peace and comfort and stability? Why don't you want that? Yeah, it was time for me to go at that point. You know that, right?
Yeah. It's just bringing it back to Shahrazad and what she said. Like she's still promoting a book from the 80s, early 90s, and can't give credit to somebody who basically revamped it. I don't see how she doesn't see that. Maybe she doesn't understand. And I'm like you. I'm just playing devil's advocate. Maybe she doesn't understand the social media impact of the new generation and all that. But I'm with you, bro. I believe she's still sharp as a razor.
Mm-hmm.
She understands, and it's still, again, back to her.
Yep. Hold on a second.
Money making is my thing, because I'm trying to be rich, trying to put away meals.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
All right. Shout out to Willie Walker from Singles by Choice. Thank you. Says shout out to Real Bravado Network. Keep cooking. Thanks, brother, for the $20. Appreciate you being over here. Sorry it took me a little bit to get to the super chat, but you know how it is when we over here doing the work. Sometimes you got to take a little bit of time just to do the work. No, but yeah, this with Sister Shahrazad, this was heartbreaking, bruh. Like I watched it and didn't think anything of it. You know, the first time, and then I saw the interview, and I just kind of, you know how when you have something on in the background, you just kind of doing your thing, you're half listening. And then I saw MTR came out with his video, and I looked at it and I listened to him, and then I started like listening. Then I saw O'Shea's video, and I was like, oh. And then I sat down and listened. And I said, oh, no.
And that's what I got to do tomorrow. I haven't heard MTR's. I just happened to catch O'Shea's when he dropped it. And, you know, I respect Almanai's point of, you know, how fast he gets the content out, and he may not be on point all the time. But just generally, a man know a man. And the disappointment in that brother's face and his tone of voice, that shit was real.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Let me put. Yeah. I got part of MTR, so I don't want to spoil. But I got part of MTR. Hold on. Let me pull it up for you. And I'm gonna bring you back up in just a second.
A doozy of a conversation for you guys here today. Listen, the honorable, magnificent Sister Shahrazad Ali is back doing interviews again, and recently a dope discussion was dropped. So guys, we're gonna go through it right now. What's so crazy is I was taking a look back on my channel when I had the opportunity to interview her. It was almost 2.5 years ago. So much has happened within that time. So many different arcs within the content where she was the progenitor of. Absolutely. Full stop. So we have a living legend still spitting game. So whatever you're doing right now, stop, slow down, go get your cup of coffee, go get your tea, get ready to share this link to your homeboys or your homegirl who's ready for this type of information. And let's get active. Without further ado.
From what I understand, you spoke to Kevin Samuels numerous times, and he acknowledged your work as being an inspiration for his views about relationships in our community, right? Did you agree with Kevin Samuels' approach?
No, I didn't agree with Kevin Samuels. He agreed with me. And he was always so respectful to me. And we were getting ready to do something though. Yeah. We were gonna do a big thing in Atlanta. And then he went and died. So I guess that wasn't supposed to happen. But you know,
did you see MTR shaking his head?
That's that first pinch.
I gotta see it again.
Gut punch, actually.
Even though he's coming out in full support, his body is reacting.
Body language, bro. Eye contact, tone of voice, body language. Brothers start learning to read that.
Let's look at that one more time. Everybody that's watch MTR.
Samuel's approach.
No, I didn't agree with Kevin Samuels. He agreed with me. And he was always so respectful to me. And we were getting ready to do something though. Yeah. We were gonna do a big thing in Atlanta. And then he went and died. So I guess that wasn't supposed to happen. But you know, Kevin, the book woke him up.
You could tell that brother wanted to say something, and he stopped himself.
Yeah,
because he woke you up because we had forgot about you. I mean, I knew. What about talking about you, Auntie? Like, come on, no.
Yeah,
so you were gonna use him to come back, and then he up like he had control over dying. Like, really.
And that's the thing. A lot of times, even in these men-centric spaces, we're looking for a queen mother. What's going on, Almond? Good to see you. Hey. I see you in the chat all the time over there with Theo. But even in again, these men-centric spaces, like we were talking about, we're often looking for a queen mother, so to speak. It's like, pivot real quick, in Black Panther 2, spoiler alert, when Angela Bassett's character died, like, we lost our shit. Like, wait a damn minute. First we done lost T'Challa, now we done lost Mama. It's people don't understand the dynamics between Black men and Black women and the baseline that is motherhood. A lot of times. Look,
quiet storm clouded.
But he meant that though. When he said that, it ain't nobody come and see you. Oh, this I was like, ooh. I have a question though. Let me ask you this, Copa. Okay, so you talking about the dynamic, you know, saying between black men and black women, especially with y'all and y'all mamas. Okay, so what I don't understand is why. I understand y'all, well, a lot of black men have been programmed, but it's like your idea of what a mother is not what you had. So why are you going hard for something you never really had? Because they say must be hyenas, hoes. It's 7 of y'all, but by 8 different men. Like the mother you got in your mind is not the one you had. So why are you?
Because it's two opposite ends of the spectrum. You're gonna find men that didn't have that mother they always wanted. So that's one end of the spectrum. Then you got the brothers that accept the mother that he actually did have, and this how he get caught up with some crazy ass women because it's normal to him. So it's one end of the spectrum, the other. It's just like women that don't have a father in their life. They go to that end of the spectrum of almost any man will do, any type of piece of love. And you hear black women say this shit all the time. A piece of a man is better than no man at all. I heard the older women.
I heard it.
You know what I'm saying? Older women tell women in my generation that. Or you got the women on the other end of the spectrum. The fact that she didn't have a dad, she gonna get a solid man. Because whoever come in that space, he got to be solid. It's not just about sex. It's not just about money. He got to be top to bottom right. Then you have those women that did have a father. She already got a baseline. And that's what I tell my girls. I got 2 girls. I tell them they got 2 rules for dating. Find somebody like me or better and marry before you carry. I know I'm their baseline. Then you got those girls that did grow up with a daddy and they out here loose as a goose because their daddy was too strict. So if you ain't my daddy, ain't no man finna tell me nothing. So it's just opposite ends of the spectrum. It's real easy. It's real easy. Is one end of the spectrum or the other, and that's for men and women. Whether it's the mother-father dynamic, same thing. Again, I'm speaking of fathers. I'm turning into my daddy. I've been watching Paternity Court for like 2 weeks straight.
Paternity Court is a fool.
So,
yeah, child.
So you got brothers that didn't grow up with a father, and he's like, I'm never going to be that. My dad told me that personally because my granddad wasn't there for him. I think my granddad tried to make up for, because I could get anything from my granddad. I think he tried to make up for me what he didn't do for my father. But me and my dad were having a conversation one day. He was like, you know how I became such a good father? And I asked him how. He said, I did the opposite of what your granddaddy did. So you got those men that grow up without fathers. He's never going to be that dude. He's always going to be there for his children. Then you got those dudes that's like, I didn't have an example. It's just one end of the spectrum or the other.
Let me ask you a question about Sister Shahrazad. Hearing this stuff for the first time, is this your first time seeing this interview or piece of this?
Yeah, it is.
So, given what you know of her, what is your impressions about it now?
I'm disappointed. Like I can't tell if she's saying this because this is what she think people want to hear, so she can kind of stay relevant, or she really believe this. Because if she really believed this, then I feel like we got bamboozled from the beginning. If this is how she really feeling, there's no way she wrote that and meant it and then said this and meant it. One of these is a lie. So was it the book or is it what she's saying now?
My thing is, if I accept the thing that I have to force myself to accept the thing that I'm seeing, because you don't want to. Your mind goes, your emotions, no.
Right.
And this this is how people are able to get over, because they play on the fact that you're attached. And it's kind of weird to say you're attached to somebody that you've never met, but you're attached to the ideal. You know? And I started off at the beginning talking about that Black men have been looking for an advocate on the opposite side, a woman advocate, and she was it.
Yeah.
And that's why I talked about betrayal. You know, and how I talked about how Black men are accustomed to betrayal more so than women, more so than our women. And I said, you know, a lot of us were Cope. I don't know if you got to catch this, but I said at the beginning, most of us were betrayed at conception.
Facts.
Based on the man that our mother decided to make our fathers.
Yeah. Why she decided to be pregnant.
You know, and this is not a slam on or this is not a raking over the coals of our women on for this. This is really, for me, I'm asking, maybe we got the Save Your Own Self Black Man movement, right?
Yeah.
Is this interview, what we're seeing from her, is this basically the book of Revelations for us? Is it over?
I think it depends on who you talk to.
For this one, I've been on that for a while. I've been using that hashtag for a minute. SYSBM, Save Yourself Black Man. Because at the end of the day, a lot of sisters give pushback to it, and oh, you're leaving. No, we're doing what was asked of us to get our shit together, go get you some business, do all that. I got to put my mask on myself first before I can quote unquote save the community. And I'm a brother. I went down the checklist. I done volunteered I've been working with kids since I was a kid. So I've done the work in the community, stayed out of jail, raised my daughter. My daughter finna be 20 years old. I've been a father since I was 21 years old, bro. Didn't know my left from my damn right. So when I hear this, like you said, the book of Revelation, that's a good way to put it. Because this is a older woman. We talking somebody in their 60s. I'm not sure how old 60s, maybe early 70s.
About to roll into 70. Yep.
So I'm 41. So by the time she was coming out with that book and gaining traction over these last 40 some odd years. Say what?
We were boys. Little boys.
I say it all the time, bro. A lot of the stuff that people are giving pushback for the men now, we've been holding inside since we were little boys. So this is why you get the old black men hate black women. No, you're just getting a vomit of all the stuff that we've seen that we never liked. You're getting a vomit from when your uncle tried to school you and your mama, your auntie, the women in the family say, don't listen to his drunk ass. But now you're coming into this space.
Or that drunk uncle that came to the barbecue and said, you know, your mama ain't never about a house.
Yeah, they had all this wisdom. He might have been drunk. That Boone's Farm was on his breath. That E&J was on his breath.
Tell the truth.
That wasn't no damn fool though. And now we're hitting 30, 40, 50 years old. And now you're starting to see, oh shit, Unc was right. You done went through your own personal trials and tribulations. And it's not, you know, hating women, bringing it back to Kevin, just exercising options. It's a lot of brothers out here that did the work. I just finished smoking a cigar with my homeboy. We were just sitting up there talking about that. We both in the military together. We count down the day till we can retire. So hearing this, how much work, if we're hearing this from an older woman, we know what the women in our generation were doing. We know the women from her generation that she was speaking to that gave birth to us, raised us and all that. Hearing this now is like she just put a needle in our balloon. I don't know how better to say it. We sitting out there skipping. You ever pop the kid's balloon or seen a kid with a pop balloon lose they shit? Yeah. I got a balloon. I'm happy as hell. Somebody just walked by.
I'm a little bit curious. You know, Kof, I'm not a large platform. I'm a little bit curious, man, to see if anybody else jump on this or they just kind of let it slide. O'Shea, I get a feeling he might circle back because he normally don't do a lot of talking in his videos, but he talked a lot in this one.
He did.
And he towards the end, he started screaming. and yelling, he was like, Shahrazad, what the hell are you talking about? I mean, he was like,
yeah. He was like, I'm not trying to cuss, but
what
the F you talking about?
just that feeling, just you can see, well, I don't want to have to do this. No. The thing that your first instinct as a man, when you are flying in the face, when bull crap is falling at you, usually it's the thing you need to be doing. I'm not saying she needs to be cussed out, but she damn sure need to be checked for this, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're only the third channel I've seen. My bad. But you're only the third channel I've seen. I didn't even know about MTR till you just said it. So you're actually the second channel I've seen. I haven't even watched MTRs yet.
It came up on my notifications.
MTR,
so I couldn't even watch it.
He's talking about, get your popcorn, get your tea. I don't think he watched it all, but go back and watch this whole video because we're running long now. But watch this whole video. He starts to he never quite chastises her, but at the end he does this whole soliloquy about how much Kevin adored her, what Kevin thought about her. You know what I mean? And he gave a little bit about what he thought she was trying to say. He was trying to clean it up. You can see it's our instinctive programming to do it. Now, MTR, I'm a little bit surprised because he was raised by his father. He should know.
Yeah.
Should know better a little bit.
But that goes back to what I just said, the opposite end of the spectrum. He raised by his father, don't know what the dynamics is between him and his mom, but it's still black folks. That's still your mama, though. I know she was a hoe. I know she did this. I know she did that, but that's still your mama.
And she still did all of that.
We hear all that all the time in the black space.
That's still your mama, but that's still your mama.
But that's still, you don't get but one mama.
Yeah, right.
Now,
I
daddy,
don't know why
don't matter.
Don't matter because daddies are replaceable in the black community.
You can get a stepdaddy, you can get a coach, you can get
old man would do.
OG on the corner, Mr. Willie at the store.
I went on the platform and went off on a group of women talking about, I was like, how dare y'all sit up here? Yeah, it had a bunch of dudes on there. And first I went off on them for not advocating for and fathers up there nonetheless. I went up there going off on them. How are you not going off on these ladies, making bold statements like you are replaceable to your kid. You're not effing replaceable. You're not replaceable.
Some cats think that's a badge of honor. Just like how men look at their mamas like that, a lot of guys that even are fathers look at their daughters like that. I just did a whole live on protecting the black woman at all costs. It's a dude here in Atlanta. He just caught a bullet in his head. By the grace of God, he lived just simply trying to help a woman. This other dude down in Florida, he lost his life trying to help a woman. But that's not the conversation we have. And I was saying to that point, the first thing that clicks in our head is that could be my mama, that could be my sister, that could be my daughter. We're hardwired to protect. So this whole conversation about not protecting, it just flat out isn't true.
You gotta stop protecting foolishness, though.
But a lot of time, and that's the thing, Almond, we don't know what foolishness is. That's still your mama, though. So with that image in your head, with those words in your head, you see a woman, you want to throw on your cape. And I've had to stop myself. And the person that told me not to do that was my mama. Because I almost got into a tussle with a dude back in college. Because he disrespected shit out my homegirl. I'm, again, white knight, simping, throwing my cape. Me and dude about to get into it. His homeboy got to separate us. Before the end of the week, my homegirl was back in his bed. Called my mama, we were just talking like normal, but I guess she could hear it in my voice, my frustration or whatever. She asked me what was wrong. I told her what happened. She said, don't you ever in your life do that again. You'll be in the ground. That man will be in jail and she'll be laid up under somebody else. This is what my mama told me. And it's wrong true. But to Bravado's point, we see it. We want to go into that action mode. because that's still your mama though. Same thing with this manosphere, red pill, men-centric content space. Call her auntie, but Shahrazad was the mother. She's that mother figure, either her or even Iyanla coming back around. You know, black women are out of order. Finally, somebody said it, and we think if a woman says it, that women will receive it, and it's not true. It's been countless old women in church told them girl, that boy with them sagging pants, he don't mean you no good, baby. She went out there and gave him 2 kids. So it's a lot of it's people in general, but just in the dynamics of what we're talking about, we see this all the time from sisters and brothers, just at a point where, like so many brothers of passport bro movement say, voting with their feet, just completely opting out or leaving.
You know, and one of the things that we maybe black men need to accept, just because you hear a woman say something that we've been saying, that doesn't necessarily mean that woman is on our side.
Exactly.
That's what I'm getting from this, and from I don't understand from a man's perspective. You don't understand having this conversation. I'm 100% torn. I don't want to believe this. That's what my emotion is telling me. That I don't want to believe what I just saw and heard. But my brain is, you saw what you saw.
Call the thing.
You heard it.
Your words, bro. Call the thing the thing. It is what something else my mom taught me, man. What she say? A tiger don't change its stripes. A leopard don't change its spots. And this other brother taught me something even greater than that. A snake only shed its skin to become a bigger snake.
Yeah.
If you go back and read, if you go back and listen to some of her, you know, she a lot of her speeches and interviews, you know, they're out there. She talked about before she came to her awakening that she was a hyena herself.
Mm.
And this goes to how forgiving and open and maybe thirsty, I'm not using that as a derogatory term, but when black men have not had that, our black female ally, you guys have not been an ally.
This is true.
When you hear a sister Shah, when you hear her, Shahrazad Ali, when you hear her, you just go, yes. It's like an exhale.
Yeah.
And you want to wrap her up and take her and hold her on your side because there's no others. But, you know, maybe at this point, we just got to understand that even if they might be talking good,
you need some action behind it.
Yeah, that she's still, like you think about your mama, she's still a woman. So, my question is, the question is Shahrazad Ali a low-key hyena? That's the question that I think don't nobody want to ask over this interview, but I'm asking it.
No, I'll answer. Oh, go ahead, Almond. Go, you got it.
Thanks. I'm leaning on the but I don't want to put my stamp in the book just yet. In case she come out with another interview, I need to see what she gonna say. Like, give me another interview in like a month, 2 months, 6 months. See if what you saying then match with what you saying now, or does it match what you were saying back in the beginning? Like, you know, like my grandma said, if you let people keep talking, you're gonna get the real story.
Yeah.
And I think because whoever this guy is, we don't even know him. We talking about her and we still don't even know who he is. Maybe because she was, you know, on this particular platform, she felt comfortable in testing out this, let me not fully back Kevin so I could try to get, you know what I'm saying, some little remnants. Because like I said, a piece is better than none. See if she could turn this into, you know what I'm saying, something that's going to, you know, benefit her since, you know, things didn't get off the ground with Kevin. Or just really how she feeling and she going to continue the message. Be like, it's looking hyena-ish to me, but I need another interview. just to confirm. Because I mean, my gut. Cause see now, I'm not gonna read them books again. Cause I read both of them, the woman's guide and the man's guide. So I'm saying I ain't got this up all my money, and then you gonna sit and come back and be with the now he.
So
it's real hot ain't-ish, but I don't
breathe, sis, breathe. For me,
I mean, I feel like y'all, because I don't want to believe this is the type of time she really been on, and we've been getting bamboozled for 3 decades. I don't, but again, like you said,
she burst onto the scenes 33 years ago. That's when she became popular, 33 years ago. Here, Kunli has a question. We're going to get back to the original. We'll
Absolutely, you surely can. My mama, prime example. 28 years of being with my daddy, and 4 years before they even got married, and she jumped out her in her hyena train and blew the whole thing up. So absolutely, they can be married. Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Sister Shahrazad Kopa, is she low key hyena or she just? I'm
gonna inject another animal and not calling the sister an animal and all that. And I'm not saying, when I used that snake reference earlier, I wasn't saying that she's a snake.
Mm-hmm.
What I will say, I don't think she's a hyena because it's actions that come with the hyena-ish.
Mm-hmm.
But she's looking very chameleon right now.
Fair
like,
enough.
is there a pivot? Because this is the thing I've been noticing too, and I've noticed it. I'm gonna bring it back to her, but I've been noticing a lot of men coming out voicing their opinion about how many men hate women online.
Really?
So, say what?
Really?
Yeah, I've been seeing that exactly. But I've been seeing that more men giving pushback. Oh, y'all niggas is weird. The same cats that we see on these panels, on these podcasts, night after night, talking about how crazy the women are. But now, because so many men are speaking up, I don't think people weren't ready for that. That's why they hated Kevin, because he said it plain. Quiet storm, stupid. I gotta my bad. I got a little drop on my channel with people holding a letter L.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. I just got reminded that I didn't hit my brother's super chat, and I'm gonna go ahead and get him taken care of real quick.
Money making is my thing, cause I'm trying to be rich, trying to put away meals.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Here comes the
Yep. Sorry about that, cool.
So she got she had two husbands. I'm sorry, I was reading the chat.
No. Yeah. I think
Cooley got this information on here.
Yeah, she got two husbands.
Her first husband died.
The first, I know about the first husband.
That would explain a lot.
The second, I remember her talking about the second husband. So she got 9 kids between the two husbands.
I believe so.
Like that, yeah.
Okay. So. Shout out to Coonley with the $10. No question, no comment. Super lovely. Sorry, brother. You know we getting rolling. You know how I feel about these super chats. Hold me accountable to Kofa. I go off when I see other content creators not acknowledging their super chats. Like, I come up here and go off on them. Like, y'all need to stop that, you know? And here I am letting the super chat go out there too long. So my apologies, Coonley. See, that's why you was the top supporter on the last stream, brother. Because I'll be thinking about you. I really do.
Salute to Coonley.
Yeah, I do not think I do not believe she's a chameleon. I mean, sorry, hyena. I am probably smelling chameleon vibes on this.
Yeah.
You know, and look, it's been 33 years and there hasn't been a real slip up. You know what I mean?
Well, she been gone for what, 20 of them 33?
Yeah.
Anybody see how no hair her? So we don't know.
It's probably
it was the chuckles for me. That was just something about that just ain't sit right in my spirit.
Yeah. And she said stuff and laughed after that. But my whole thing is Kevin been gone 1.5 years. Folks still chuckling. People still don't want to acknowledge the work that he put in, the work that, you know, that he put in, that kind of woke people up, I guess, started the conversation. And he been doing this since what, 15, 16. 2020 happens, people in the house, you know, the C virus is going on, so people are tuned in to YouTube. So of course he has a blow up. People act like he just came overnight. It's a saying, it takes 15 years to make an overnight success. That brother had been put in the work.
I didn't even know
not
YouTube
acknowledge
had
it.
this kind of content, because until about 2020, I thought YouTube was like all like how to videos and shit. I was so out of the YouTube loop until, and believe it or not, I actually found Donovan Sharp first. Donovan Sharp and Coach Greg Adams. And Donovan talked about Kevin all the time. And I went over to his channel and I thought he was too goofy looking for me. So I didn't even bother. It wasn't until like I found Coach Greg Adams and MTR. Then they're all talking about this Kevin Samuels. So then I clicked on one of his links on one of his clips and I just watched it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, it was that oh shit moment. Like, oh shit. You know, I didn't even watch the call-in. A lot of times I would watch the call-ins on clips because I was so interested in that 45 minutes to an hour monologue. I didn't care anything about them women calling in. I mean, I'd never watched them live. I always caught them on a clip later. You know what I mean? I watched that monologue where he actually did the work, you know, his philosophy, the subject matter. Especially when he did that, the image one, when he broke down what's that old movie? I actually just referenced it the other day.
Not
Birth of a Nation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he did that. I thought that was like a masterpiece. That was a masterpiece. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I do not. Yeah, so yeah, she has strong chameleon vibes.
It's chameleon vibes for me. It's like, now, is there a switch up? Because the thing is, she wrote the book, so she knows what she wrote. She knows what she studied. So that means she's seen the action. Again, this is going back to the, being generous with it, back to the 80s, probably before that. Because she woke up one day and was like, I'm on some chameleon, on some hyena type of stuff. They didn't have that word back then or whatever, but she knows she wasn't, in her, I guess, her feminine or whatnot back then. So she knows how long it's been going on. And now to just dispel, like, I'm still trying to figure out what was wrong with Kevin's approach.
Okay, let me grab this super chat real quick. All right, here we go.
These last $2.
Hey,
yes, sir.
Eric Jordan, you always seem to find $2, brother. You keep telling me that your last $2.
Hey,
and for that, Eric, we're gonna go ahead and do that for you.
Acknowledge me.
There we go. Acknowledge me. Eric Jordan, top supporter of RBN. Thank you, brother, for coming through with another $2. I appreciate that. Always going to appreciate that. Yeah, I didn't quite know what I was going to do today, but I just decided at the last minute to come up. I was like, maybe I need to throw out maybe we need to have an emergency brother meeting over this one. That's how bad I thought this was. And I really do, to a degree, and I really hope some of the larger platforms, somebody will have this conversation about it. I tagged on Shay.
I need somebody good. I don't need cornball, fresh and fit type cats talking about this. I need Crimson. I need Angry Man. I need folks with some vocabulary.
Fresh and fit. This is not their type of stuff. They own.
I need.
They own some other stuff, but
I need Coach. I need Greg to talk about this. Somebody talk.
Coach Greg, Angry Man. I super chatted Angry Man today about it. I just kind of said, hey, I think we got what I told myself. I think we got a hyena and Shahrazad Ali, and then he looked at the camera and he said, brother's been talking about that for a little bit now. And I haven't heard it, But that's what he said on this live today, that there's been rumblings of that thought process surrounding her. So much part of me wants to give this woman the benefit of the doubt.
Again, it's just, bro, right now, my thoughts about it is just too many men's voices out there. The black community weren't ready for that. We're used to hearing from the women. So like you said, we for the past 33 years, we've been throwing her a parade anytime her name come up.
Yeah.
So now it's pivoting over where brothers like Coach Greg, KS, Angry Man. I think Angry Man got like 500,000 subs.
Yeah.
We've just been putting in the work for a minute. Hell, Obsidian.
Yeah.
You been doing the work, starting to have these, manosphere conclaves. Brothers are changing their mind about staying in the background and just, man, I just want peace in my house. I've heard so many older black, I just want peace in my house. And that's how we've been operating in the black community. We just want peace in the community. They gonna do that, man. That's just women. And brothers of my generation, especially younger, with this type of content now, is just like, no more. We got to say something.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I am right now. I was having this discussion with a group of ladies, and I was talking about. I said, in my house we fly under one flag, and that's mine. And when I said that, I really sometimes sometimes when you just talking, you're talking.
Yeah,
it's some great sometimes roll out, and then the next thought I had was, you know what? For my entire lifetime, we've been flying under her flag. That's why all this stuff is messed up. But no, I tell any woman, you ain't got to deal with me. If you don't want to, stay where your ass is at. Because over here, we fly under one flag, mine. We fly under one set of marching orders, mine. If that makes me controlling, go somewhere else where you got
control.
More control of your own stuff. You strong, independent, don't need no man. What you need to come over here for? You can pay for your own protection. But over here here's the thing. Moving under one flag, my flag, means that I carry all the responsibility for the failures and successes of that. You get to come over here and chill. You ain't got to worry about the failures or the success. I got you. You ain't got to worry about if I die. That $500,000 life insurance policy, that take care of you. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what I don't understand with, maybe y'all can help me out with this. With women, like when they on like Kendra G or Ready for Love, whatever kind of dating show they on, and they ask them what kind of man do they want, and I can do, he got to do this and he got to do that. This. Well, I mean, if you are still operating under the assumption that you controlling access to the relationship, why are you picking all these men that don't have what it is you say you want? If you want a leader because you don't want to do this and you don't want to do that and you don't want to do this and this right here bothers you and that's not your cup of tea, then why would you be entertaining a man that you can already see is not doing any of this?
Yep.
That makes no sense to me. That's just like if I say I'm tired of working and I'm trying to, find somebody who, can take care of the financial aspect so I can take care of the rest. Why would I hook up with a dude that quit their job 3 years ago? That makes no sense.
We can't answer that question, sis. That's the same question we got. I ask that question all the time. Like, how the dude that has a 9-to-5 in the black community, I've only been dealing with us. In the black community, a brother with a 9-to-5 is broke. But we got sisters out here loyal to some dude in jail. We got women out here pumping out kids for dudes that don't have a job or can't keep one or have no desire to get or keep one.
And Kofa, I started saying we need to just stop even validating that type of like the mere conversations around what our women want as far as like these higher earning. First of all, don't know. First of all, if your kid's father.
First of all, if he your kid's father, you already down for the count.
I'm just saying, if your kid's father is no, because I've done this job because I had to one point, but if the best he can do is a counter clerk at AutoZone, don't talk to me about what I'm supposed to have. And we need to stop this. And the other conversation we need to stop pretending like it's a thing is that our women making all this money. I mean, women ain't making no money. Only 9% of black women are making over 75 grand a year. That's what 91% of black women make under that.
Yep.
I think it's what 60% of all women make six figures.
How many?
I think it's 6% of all women.
All
not
women.
Black women, but all of them really is getting, because I can count on my hand with fingers left the ones I know make six.
Right. So this whole, the fact that we even validate that crap with a conversation about it is just kind of getting a little ridiculous to me. There are all these shows about, even Tyler Perry punk ass coming out talking about if the best he can do is pay a light bill. Man, fuck you. That's all. That's the best they can do.
It's plenty of brothers out here paying for more. And you know, women always ask that question: why y'all so broke as far as black men? What take y'all so long? Half the time we trying to keep y'all happy.
Boom.
I need y'all to stop that. Stop, because see, this is what this expectation with this whole, if he can't pay my bills. I need y'all to have a conference or something, get the simps and the suckers. I did a video the other day about the whole rates have been raised, and y'all check that out if you ain't seen it. But the veil is coming off. These chicks are straight prostitutes. So I need y'all to stop engaging in that foolishness. Stop paying these chicks bills and you don't live there, so that we can get past having this expectation of a man paying your bills and he not your husband.
This is funny. Cortez is hilarious. The average black man is driving a Hellcat. Nah. No, bro.
Y'all go broke messing with these hoes. I'm just these hyenas.
You 100% right.
Stop being this cookie cutter. You know what I'm saying? Nah. She got the look I'm going for, and I'm gonna ride with it from hell or high water.
Black men are afraid of our women. We're afraid to tell them no. We're afraid to go without. We scared we ain't gonna never get no coochie again. We just scared.
Yep.
All right.
We're gonna get up. Be scared about, because these chicks did some of y'all's counterparts.
No, they're trying to throw the smoke screen on us. Yeah. All right, we're gonna get up out of here, Kofa. And I want you guys to hang back and chop it up a little bit. But I do. So we're three of us are in agreement that we don't necessarily believe she's a hyena, chameleon. Yeah. My thought process is this. Listen, if things continue to come out from her, I don't care if it's 4 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, that is still in this vein, then I think if one more comes out, I have no problem with, cutting her loose too, putting her over there. And for the brother,
it's gonna hurt. I think it's gonna hurt your cause, because then you're gonna have the Cynthia G's of the world. See, I try to tell y'all not to listen to her.
I don't. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And this is what I've been saying this for the last couple streams. For my outro for brothers, for brothers, if you go where you're celebrated, go where you're wanted, go where you value, go and stay away from spaces where you are undervalued, underestimated, and marginalized. And it's getting to the point where I'm inching more and more and more to the reality that most productive black men might just need to move on.
I know somebody out there need to hear this. Somebody that's scared to start over, scared to move on. But I got a message for you. J1.
If the feeling don't stay there, then why you still lay there? It's time to move on. It's time to move on. If the feeling don't stay there, then why you still lay there? It's time to move on. It's time to move on. I know you're scared, because I've been there before. afraid to take that step of walking out the door, because you don't wanna be alone, living in a world feeling unloved, so you'd rather stay there, even though there is no trust. The feeling don't stay there, then why you still lay there? It's time to move on. 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 If the feeling don't stay there, then why you still lay there? It's time to move on. 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 He may take care of you,